Yeah, that's why I like to use the PCs because phones get polluted. And
Yeah.
I
Did you hear any of what?
okay. Okay,
Can you hear me now?
yeah. Because you're
Where'd you hear? Where'd I leave off with what I was saying? What's the
uh,
last thing? What's you heard?
I would say that, the long soliloquy that you gave was completely it was done. I couldn't hear a thing.
Can I do it again? Can I do it again? Can I do it again?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now.
I can now. Yep.
Okay. Now. I have four reasons basically why I dress like I. Oh. That was the last thing I was going to say too. Did I tell you about how my dad was a Navy SEAL? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. But then
Yes.
when I went into the four reasons I dress like I do, it just cut off, right? Okay. I have
Yes.
four main reasons. Well, I'm not sure what you missed. But my adoptive dad was a 6'3" Navy SEAL. Along with getting my ass kicked for 17 years, I also learned a bunch of stuff about life from him. And I respect my elders. I respect authority. I call things as I see them. I mean what I say, and I transparent and I'm not only harmless, but I have genuine love for my fans, and I'll be the guy if there's problems, but I'll just go help. I will help. There was an auto wreck near where I walk the other day that might have been intended for me. It might have been like an assassination attempt, but either way, when I got there, I was like asking if they wanted my help. I mean, I'm literally just like I help, and I have a very good memory. It's almost photographic. I can I've actually helped.
No. You locked up again. I think you need to clean your phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, a month
Okay.
ago,
Okay.
I found a cell phone on my walk, and what I did promptly was walk it straight to the police station, walked in person, and handed it over. I
I've
found
done
five
that.
credit cards
Yeah.
on my walk, and every time I just go take it to the bank involved. I don't mind taking my time for this because somebody has to do this, or someone else, the wrong person's going to get these things, and it won't go well. I
Yep.
go to the bank and hand over the card. I mean, well in my community. I give good energy. I love my fans. I've never met a blood relative of mine in person. So my family, you guys are my family, and I really give you guys good energy and love you guys. And as far as how I dress and why, or I should say why, how there's four main reasons for how I dress like I do. The first reason is simple comfort and also what my style.
You're locked up again.
My style is the first reason for how I dress. Um, backstory: I'm a descendant of Marie Antoinette and King Louis XVI of France, and they were beheaded.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I have a in my genetic implant or something. I have fear of having things around my neck, like that. And when I was in fifth grade, some kid was swinging a tetherball really hard, and it was really fast and hit me in the neck. And the doctor said if it had hit me wrong, it might have caused brain damage. It didn't though. So I've never liked things. I can.
You got to reset again. You got to reset again.
So a part of it is I don't like things around my neck, and plus I like the style of the 70s and 80s that I kind of grew up with. The second reason I dress like this is because it's a statement of freedom. I think that the First Amendment can get forgotten if nobody uses it. LOL. We do have the right to freedom of expression, and I'm just stating that why can't I look like this? Don't I have freedom in America? And I believe I do. That's the second reason. Third reason is uh, I had to straighten my head. Uh, the idea of yeah, what was the third reason? Um, one of the reasons. Wait, I think I remember now. Uh, yeah, well, one of them is we all tend to judge people by how they look. We give people a first look and we just sum them up.
Yeah.
And I'm against that. I'm trying to show people don't do that. I went to Harvey College of Science and Engineering for 3 years. That is the MIT of the West Coast, and I was one of their best students. I just dropped out because it was killing me physically. I had an ulcer, the whole thing. And I'm also well versed in many things. I play guitar. I'm versed in religion, both sides, the Bible and otherwise. And I'm also very intelligent, and I also am very physically acute because my dad, even the 6 foot, and I coordinate.
Reset.
He said, I've never seen anybody do math like my son Jim. So part of the reason I dress like this is just so people can get past the barrier they put up. The Bible says you could be judging an angel and you don't know that. I'm not an angel, but the next guy might be. And I had a third reason. That was the fourth one, I think. What was the other one? Um, uh, it's on one of my videos.
Yeah. No, I've watched.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
watched all your stuff. So,
Okay, so that's fair. So I'm outlining that right now, and
right.
really, uh, I I enjoy being myself, and I think I lead by example in that way. I want you guys to enjoy being yourselves. I oh, I know the third. No, it wasn't it. I just I'm celebrating myself and the life I've been given and sharing it with people. I love when you guys go by and give me the sign and say, yeah, rock on. We're helping each other. We're healing ourselves after 9/11 and COVID and all these government design things to get us apart so we're easily conquered and controlled. I'm here to just say, let's not do that. Let's just all have the vibe that I remember we had in the 80s and somewhat in the 70s that I was, that people 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 just had more interaction. People were less afraid of each other, and I can't even. It's innumerable the number of times and even ways I'm misjudged because of whatever, because of what my online thing is, or how I look, or whatever. And really, I'm winking in my mind and saying, well, you don't know me. In fact, get to know me and you might find out I'm not that way. I'm very approachable. I never turn anyone away, but I also mind my own damn business. You'll notice if you have, I'm sure you'll notice that I never put myself on people. If you go by and you're a hater, I'll let you do your thing. I'll just keep walking. In fact, I try not to give you negative energy. I try to go, have a good day, hater. But I get in your space. But if someone is interested in me and wants to be my friend and wants to be, I will not turn anyone away. I will love them. I will say, hi, how you doing? Rock on. And I'm leading by example because that's the only way I can do it. Jimi Hendrix said that before he burned his guitar at Monterey. He said, the only way I can do this is, and he proceeded to burn his guitar and smash it. Well, that was his feeble way of saying, look, I'm being transparent. Let's just get along and love each other. And that's all my vibe is, and I
You got to reset.
yeah, I genuinely love music. My channel is pulling punches to get ahead, just so I genuinely love and feel the music I play, or I wouldn't even do this. I wouldn't put music on my channel if I didn't mean it and if I didn't believe in it and feel it. And I'm just trying to. I remember because I never did drugs. You think my 6'3" dad, Navy SEAL dad, would have even allowed me to have? He would have put me through about 3 walls. I never did drugs in my life, not all the way through the 80s. So I remember them. Is the funny part. And I remember when people were just in a better place. And all I'm trying to do is say we can do that. And I'm doing it. I do it first. And
You got to reset again. You got to reset.
6 years ago, 6 years ago, when we were trying for escrow to get our house, we had to have no debt. So I had to walk $6,000 in cash to the bank, and I look like I do now. And I literally have 6 grand in my pocket of cash, and somebody laying in the grass says, "Hey, do you want some cheeses, water?" And I just said, "No, I'm good, thank you. Have a good rest of your day." He mistook me for someone that was hungry and thirsty, but rather than show that I wasn't, I just said, "No, thank you. I appreciate that. Have a great day." I didn't say, "Well, you know what, no, I didn't do that." I don't, just be careful about judging people. Often
Right,
it might
right.
even, it might even be more on the judger than the judgee with their own things. And I'm just trying to heal the world.
Reset. Reset.
I didn't mean to be short with you in my emails.
Oh, that's
I'm
hey,
busy.
dude. I'm sure you get a lot of freaking people.
Dude, I
Believe
get a
me.
lot of stuff, and my dad taught me, just as a general rule, defense first and then talk. You know,
No,
if
well,
someone
that's
comes to
why
my yard,
yeah, yeah,
I love Mark,
yeah.
but if someone comes up to my yard, I'm not going to just say, "Hi, friend, how you?" I'm gonna check it out in all angles first. I'm gonna go, "What do you want?
Right,
What do you want? What do you
right,
want?"
right.
I'm just here. Okay, good to see you. Have a good day. I just have. It's a crazy world, and that's just how I was trained, basically.
I
You deal
just
with
wanted
people.
to share with you what as an outsider, somebody who's lived here for 30 years and has, an okay friend group and all that. I just wanted to share with you what I was hearing, which wasn't all bad, just sort of confusion, I think, more than anything else, because of the way that you present yourself. And I don't know. I was watching your stuff and I said, I think I just want to sort of give him an outsider's view on what
Yeah,
some of the neighbors are saying and all that. It isn't all that
yeah,
bad. It's just more confusion, not having the information. So I would give them the
yeah,
information. And the
yeah.
hypocrisy, and you might want to make a video about this. The hypocrisy is this: while your presentation style may not be for everybody, let's not forget Britney Spears and her look that all of us guys freaking loved, right? And a lot
Yeah.
of the moms hated, but in a way, you sort of are over in that area where you're showing skin and the shorts and stuff. Well, she did the exact same thing, and she's a
It's the same.
billionaire because of it, and yet
Yeah,
nobody really question her about it in the same way, if you get my drift. So I thought that
but
that
she's a
was
girl. She's
interesting.
a girl. I mean, I
Oh, I
I can't
know,
help
I know.
I can't help my gender.
Well, no,
I
I
have that
get
same.
it, but it's the public's response, right? So if a woman does that, it's like,
Right,
oh,
I get
she's
it.
so hot. Then if a guy does that, it's like, what the hell is this, right?
Yeah, and that's more, and that's one, and one of the reasons I do what I do is is for social awareness. I want guys to have freedoms too, and I just happen to be a guy. I didn't choose it. I didn't ask to be a guy, but
Right.
I just think that why don't we just enjoy each other's presence while we're here and on this earth, and let's just try to get along. I mean, it's really such a simple thing. um and and I'm very, and after having said that, I'm very hard end of the bargain. I,
You got to reset. Reset.
I try to be happy at all times because the town mascot and town cheerleader, and the cheerleader can't be upset, otherwise he's not a cheerleader. Uh,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
you know, uh, uh, I, I, I'm very hard on myself in that way. I don't, I respect the responsibility I have as an internet person, and I just, it helps me because I don't let myself go down rabbit holes because I've got to be happy for the next walk I'm going to take,
Right,
and
right. You got to reset.
time differently. And I've been walking for almost 40 years like this, and more as it goes, but generally. And I think it actually has made my time go slower. And it's one reason I aged a little, besides not doing drugs. So the walking thing is integral to everything. It's not just it's what seeing my fans, but it's also integral to my process. If I don't walk, even as it starts to get to be noon, I get really I get cranky and upset, and I got to get out of here. So
Right.
it's like a pro it's just like part of my process, and I really enjoy everybody, being seen and seeing me, and plus it's healthy. I get a lot of exercise. I only eat one meal a day. I'm 170 pounds.
Let's reset.
My, my hair. I don't. I never. I'm 57, and exercise is really very good for a person. And sunlight, getting your
Absolutely.
vitamin D, and I live a low stress life. It's kind of like the Vulcans in Star Trek. The Vulcans almost destroyed themselves, killing myself in college, and I said, "Step back." And I started walking. I stopped driving on my own because I had to at 20 years old. And I found my ulcer healed. And all I could see going back to Harvey Mudd College was all of that old thing returning. And my dad already had a buttload of money, so I didn't have to really go to college. This is his Illuminati ring right here. He was also in the Illuminati. I wear it in his honor. My first 17 years of my life was.
Yeah, you got to reset.
Hear me, right?
Yeah.
Can't hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Can't hear, right? Oh, now you're. Can you hear me? Or am I
Yes.
froze? Can you now? You
Yes.
can hear me now,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So, so no kid wants to go through a 17-year long beating, but when you realize what he did for me, and I just love him and respect him, and 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 he, I'm sharing myself in a transparent way with the world and with my audience. If you notice, I can't even lie. I can't lie. I know it. If I know I'm lying, then you're going to know I'm lying. It's that simple. I can't. I cannot not be transparent, and that's the reason I dress like I do. By the way, it's just to show that I'm not. And
Let's reset. Reset. Reset.
and I genuinely love my fans, and give good energy to the world. And I want to thank you so much, Mark, for Mark. I've been talking about myself a lot because that's part of
Yeah.
what this video was for. But Mark, I respect what you did, reaching out to me and making the first move and then responding and doing
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's interact with each other. Let's understand each other. I don't actively decide not to not be liked, but I don't also but I also have to be me, and I also do me first. And hopefully the haters come around one day and realize, wait a minute, he wasn't.
Right. Right. I think the only reason I reached out was because I started watching the stuff. Neighbors were asking me. I would see you on the road, right? And then it was
Yeah,
like, I don't know. I just started thinking about it and thinking about it. And I said, he may want to know what a long term person around here thinks about what he's hearing about him. And I'll just share it with you. And that's it.
yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for reaching out, Mark. That means a
Yep.
lot to me. That
Yeah.
and I think I cut out, so I'll say it again. That's that's what I'm talking about. Let's get to know each other. Let's not rather than go run with our initial assumptions and prejudices. Let's just get to know each other and and help each other and learn from each other. What's funny, Mark? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I actually work with the head of security in my neighborhood, and
Let's do reset. We got to
all
reset again. You gotta reset.
I'm actually a force for helping the neighborhood. I actually do have my CERT certificate, a community emergency response team. I did my 20 hours, and I just want to help my fellow man. Chuck Norris said that once. He said, I'm just
Oh,
a person
hey.
who loves his man.
I
You know,
think you're
I just
I think you're fine. I think for me, everything's fine. That's why I reached out. And I'll just tell people as
well,
they
thank you.
ask me, as I've started to do, you kind of go on to
Yeah,
YouTube. He's not a weirdo. He's not
I'm not a
like a
weirdo,
no, I
dude.
right, but he's not like, because of today's world, he's not a pedo. He's just
No, I'm
he's
not.
just does what he does and you know, just say hi.
Can you talk again? Can I hear you now? Talk.
Yes, yes, yes,
Can I
yes.
Okay, I missed some of that, but I get the gist of it, and I could see
Yeah,
you know, um, what's ironic about yeah, the real weirdos don't go out in public. The real weirdos don't present themselves to the community. I have a feeling. I don't know. I'm very open, and I know I'm not a weirdo. I'm not. I'm really not. Can I give you an anecdote? Can I give you an anecdote, Mark, to
sure,
this? Can you
sure.
hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This winter, it was about 6 months ago. So it was winter, 5 months ago, 6 months ago. I'm talking to the moderator. He's my producer and manager and friend. His name is Matt, but I call him the moderator. There was a young girl on a on a bike, and there was this old drunk guy. He might have been drunk. He might.
You gotta reset.
Oh,
You gotta reset.
I already said that once on video,
Yes,
right? The guy, I had to make sure that everything was all right. I'm just gonna check that out. If I want to do good. You know how many times I've been offered drugs and I'm just no, but just have a good day. I know the event, but I know I always I don't have drugs, nor do I take them, but I know what's going on and tell the person have a good day. I'm very like I'm ready at all times to help my
right.
community if I need to.
Hey, Jimmy, I had about a half hour. I'm very happy that you took this. I'm very happy because it helps
Well,
me
thank
out
you,
as
Mark.
much. So, I'll leave some comments and things of that sort, but I will see you around. And I got a PA system in my truck. And when I see you around, I'll say, Jimmy the shirtless guy, and you'll hear it over my PA system. Yeah, it's locked up. It's locked up tight.